saying that. I can tell you my focus as state treasurer has been protecting, collecting, and investing in a very responsible way, in a conservative way, the tax dollars of the state of Ohio. My charge as state treasurer is to do just that. Section 135 of the Ohio Revised Code charges me to conduct those duties as treasurer. And I can tell you the vision that I've outlaid for my staff and myself is to put in priority order safety, liquidity, and then yield. First and foremost, being a watchdog of the people's hard-earned dollars. Safety, 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 protecting them. And the way I was brought up in my family and the way I was trained in the Marine Corps, standing on principle and standing with integrity means everything. So something we do when we're protecting those tax dollars, we make sure we do it in a fashion that always keeps paramount integrity.
And kind of explain, because I think there's always been confusion among Ohioans exactly specifically what the treasurer does with those tax dollars. So if you were answering a question in Van Wert or answering a question in Athens of exactly what kind of investments are we talking, how would you answer that?
Sure. The state treasurer, by law, is restricted in investing tax dollars in a very conservative fashion, and that's the way it should be. You know, there are citizens throughout our state of Ohio, a lot of whom are working 2 and some 3 jobs, busting their humps every day to put food on the table for their families and save for their retirement, and some pay for their kids' college education. And in my mind, my responsibility is to do everything I can to protect those tax dollars in a very conservative way. And that's what we do. We protect them and then we invest them in a conservative way.
And how are they doing in this economy?
Well, I can tell you from this point last year, the end of the fiscal year last year to the end of the fiscal year now, our portfolio is over $1 billion where it was last year.
So that's good progress. And do you directly accredit that to the decision-making that you've done? And how closely do you work with lawmakers on this?
Sure.
I mean, they're obviously watching the Treasury very closely, too.
Obviously, a portfolio is driven by tax receipts, but it's also driven by wise and responsible investing. And I'm proud to have surrounded myself with a very responsible and, I believe, experienced staff. I can tell you the vision that I've given my staff is to always, always, always put safety and security first. And one of the things we've done in that investment area is invest in new technology. It's been since 2003, Jim, 2003, since they improved the technology in the investment department in my office. And we've invested in new technology to not only save money for the taxpayers, but also to invest their hard-earned money in a more wise way and also in a way that's more secure. In our revenue management department, which is the department that collects money and manages it while we have it in our trust, we've invested in new technology there. When I came into the treasurer's office, Jim, there was a guy who every day was taking checks and driving them up to Cleveland, from Columbus to Cleveland, to go deposit them at KeyBank.
And and you also said
not even in a Brinks truck, okay? And so I asked the question: if individual citizens can do banking on an iPhone, if individual citizens can do banking, on the internet, why can't the state treasurer's office? Why can't government catch up to the private sector, leverage technology to not only protect?
And has that stopped?
Yes, we're in the process of doing that. Not only to protect tax dollars, but also to be more safe in their transportation.
You said during the campaign that you wanted more qualified financial professionals in your office. Has that been accomplished?
It has. We have brought more qualified financial professionals into the office. I can tell you we did not let go everyone that Treasurer Boyce had in the office. We found that there were some people there who were doing a good job, but we also brought in a lot of new faces, fresh ideas, new outlook on the state, and also people who had private sector financial experience on their belt.
Are you primarily